So this morning, the Secret Service is on high alert after an armed suspect was arrested at the Trump National Golf Club in Southern California just 2 days before the president was set to arrive. Police say they spotted him walking the grounds Sunday, taking photos and videos with hollow point ammunition in his pocket and a gun in his car. The man claimed to be a part of a State Department security detail, but authorities later found more weapons at his home, along with, quote, multiple notebooks containing concerning statements. The 38-year-old pleaded not guilty yesterday. He's now facing 4 state charges and a federal charge of possession of an unregistered rifle. Fox News contributor and retired NYPD Inspector Paul Mauro joins us now. Good to see you, brother. We got to give law enforcement credit here. We've criticized them before about not being proactive, but they got this guy early.
They did. Apparently, the advance team from, I would assume, the Secret Service, they're only identifying them as federal agents. Now, sometimes they leverage other federal agencies when they're shorthanded. So maybe it was Marshals, maybe it was Homeland. Either way, they had feds that were there in plain clothes. The feds spotted this guy acting suspiciously. They didn't approach. That I can't really sort of ascertain why. But nonetheless, they did the right thing. They kept eyes on, and they got the L.A. Sheriff's Office over there. L.A. Sheriffs are armed, obviously. They did the approach. Either they got a consensual search or he did enough for them to do a frisk, a pat-down.
Well, it would make sense why it would be consensual, because unlike the other attempts on the president's life, this guy says he's a fan of the president, essentially, that he was trying to protect the president. Now, we don't know if this is true, but there's a lot of people that are concerned about the president's safety.
Absolutely.
And may have this storyline.
And then he starts with this stuff. I'm with the State Department. I'm sure they said, well, let's see your ID. He doesn't have it. So, look, as of now, let's be clear. He only has state charges. He has that one federal charge relative to the rifle. He has state ammunition charges as of right now, because apparently the initial reporting said hollow point bullets. They're apparently armor piercing. So that's the charge they have him on, and they have him on a concealed firearm.
Which is state charges. Some states allow hollow points, some states decide that they don't.
So, but they have him on, interestingly, on a concealed firearm, not on his person, in the car. You can charge that. So right now they only have him on state charges. I bring that up because if the quote-unquote concerning statements that we've heard about are relative to the president, you would think by now, we're into the 3rd day, we might start to be hearing about the fact that the Secret Service is taking the case over and there's going to be a charge relative to the president. So far, we don't have that. Maybe they're putting it together for a grand jury. Let's give it time.
Sometimes it does take some time. Okay, let's talk about Bryan Kohberger, because he wants to withdraw this guilty plea, which they gave him in exchange for taking the death penalty off the table, spending life in prison. He doesn't like what's happening in prison, the food and everything that's going on there. He's hired a new attorney, and this is just opening up wounds for the family. Let's play this video from the Gonzalez family.
That's not a real death penalty, and it's my child, and I'm going to demand the highest standard of law, and that's not dying in prison, getting vegan meals and being treated like some kind of celebrity, and that's not even close. And he's going to get a PhD in prison. Why? Because our system is questionable. Somebody like that should not keep going to school.
So apparently this is a court-appointed attorney. Now, I'm confused about this, because part of when he decided to plead guilty is that the state, or at least the judge, will say, you don't have any access to appeal anymore. So why is the government paying for him an attorney for this case?
Yeah, apparently they can do this under Idaho law for him to challenge the fact that he didn't get effective counsel and that he was not apprised of what conditions in prison were going to be like. The last one is laughable. The first one's pretty laughable, too. He had an excellent attorney. You and I were out there a number of times, very embedded. You met Steve Gonzalez, the first person to talk to him. And realistically, this is going nowhere. I will just add one thing. You and I talked about it at the time. I don't understand why, when they took the plea deal, I understand the plea deal. Half of the family wanted it. I get it. Why they didn't they had all the leverage in the world. They had him. Why they didn't make him allocute on the record in more detail. All he said was, I did it. I'm guilty. All right. That's what they said. Where's the knife? Where's the clothing? And if he says, I'm not giving that up, then you say, you know what, we'll see you at trial because you're going to get the death penalty with a firing squad. So they didn't do that. I don't mean to Monday morning quarterback. Maybe there's something embedded in the case that Bill Thompson, the prosecutor, felt like he didn't want to deal with that trial and take the deal. No appeals. It's a good resolution, and let's all move on with our lives.
Paul, we're almost out of time, but real quick. If he's deciding to go with this, can the state in return say, okay, death penalty back on the table? We want to do this. If you want to do this, you want to reopen this, let's do it.
They can. If both sides agree that they want to relitigate this, then the judge is realistically going to have to allow it, and they'd have to have a whole trial all over again. Let's not think in those terms. I think that is a vast outlier. The state is not going to want to relitigate this. I know a lot of people would like to see him face the death penalty, but the deal as struck is going to hold almost certainly. And then ultimately, we will finally be able to put this clown in the rearview mirror.
He is a clown. You can watch Paul Mauro on the weekly Rap Sheet. That's on Fox Nation. Appreciate it, Paul.
Thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.